Hi, and welcome to another Type with me. In this week's episode, I want to talk about Typescript extends keyof tricks that I found out are really useful, and I want to share it with you. So first of all, if we do generics in TypeScript, you see here that we can give it a name. So here we have an O, and O is just our first type that we are selecting right here. So for example here, select off, and then our first type would be the one of our object, right? First, A is a number and B is string. So that's something that you will see right here represented. And that's also something that you will find right here. That's that, and then we have a string and a string, because we provide here a string and then our object. But I think that's not enough. So what we want to do is we want to have our first key. Our first key needs to be A or B, right? So what we could do now is we could say we extend key of A. So we will get an error right here, and here you will say, hey, you need to go for first or second, because of course we are going to go for the first property or the second property. So for example, here we can say first, right? And then, of course, the second key. In the second key, we can say extend key of, and then we can say O, and then first key. So what we now are saying is that, okay, we selected here our first key, and when we select our first key, this one needs to be our second one. So what we could do now here is provide first, and then you will say, hey, it needs to be A or B. If we change this to second, you will see here that he will say you need to use C or D, right? So again, a very powerful thing to manipulate a little bit your parameters in your in your arrow functions or in a function, right? So now we can say, hey, this needs to be C. So that are nice tricks to play around with. Definitely when you're saying extend key of, right? Here you say we extend key of O. So every key that O exists out of can be the value of first key. And then second key, same thing. We say here key of O first key. So our first key, and then he chooses A or B or C or D or whatsoever, right? I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something more out of it. I think it's a very nice and cool trick to play around with. These are not so easy concepts within TypeScript, but again, with these simple and easy to explain examples, you learn a little bit more, and hopefully you can use that within your own projects later on. Thank you. See you next time.